Hi there, this is Terry from Stamping Magic. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is this really sweet little Easter basket. I've used the Best Bunny stamp set for the image, the Fable Friends for the greeting, and I've also used the Basket Weave embossing folder for the basket itself. Inside I've added 3 of the covered mini chocolate eggs that you can get, but you could use any little treats for this project. So let's get started. As I said, I'm using a greeting from the Fable Friends stamp set and this cute little bunny image from the Best Bunny stamp set. I'm going to start with the stamping, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo black ink because I want to colour using the Stampin' Blend's alcohol markers. And I'm just stamping on normal weight Whisper White cardstock. Now my sentiment I'm going to stamp towards the bottom of this mat because I want it to be at the bottom of the oval when I cut it out. I'm going to start with the crumb cake light and dark markers, and I'm using the light marker first, and I'm going to cover most of the bunny with this, just leaving the inside of the ears and his tummy. Then I'm going to switch to the dark crumb cake and just add some dark areas. The image is so tiny, it's quite difficult to blend this. But I switch back to the light and just gently blend those 2 shades together to get rid of any harsh lines. I did go outside the line just slightly, so I'm using my colour lifter just to push that ink back inside the stamped line. And then I'm switching to Calypso Coral. Starting with the light, I'm going to colour the insides of the ears and the tummy, and then I'll switch to the dark and just add some darker areas before blending these together using the light Calypso Coral again. And finally I'm going to go around the complete image using the light Balmy Blue marker. I'm going to punch the bunny out using the 1 1/4 inch circle punch. And then I'm going to use the 1 3/8 scallop circle punch to create a layer for underneath. From this piece of crumb cake cardstock, I'm going to cut the largest scalloped oval from the Layering Ovals framelit set, and I'm going to cut 2 of them, and then I'm also going to cut a frame, so I'm going to use it with the 3rd largest plain oval in that set, and this I'll use later on to create my handles. I'm using the 5th largest plain oval for the sentiment and the 4th largest scalloped oval for its mat, and these are the pieces you should now have. You also need another piece of crumb cake, and this should measure 4.5 inches by 2 inches or 11.5 centimeters by 5.2 centimeters. You want to score this at 1 1/4 inches and 3 1/4 inches, which is 3.2 centimeters and 8.2 centimeters. And then on the other side at 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches, or 1.3 centimeters and 3.8 centimeters. You also want to score the 2 scalloped ovals that you cut, and I do this by placing the center scallop at the top in the 1 1/4 inch mark and then scoring down at 2 inches. So again, you find that center scallop, place it in the 1 1/4 inch groove, and then score down at 2 inches. I'm now going to emboss these using the Basket Weave folder, and I'm going to make sure that I align that score line with one of the straight lines in the folder. You just line it up with the basket weave going across. Once you've run these through the big shot, you can fold on that score line. To make the handles, fold the frame in half and then cut into 2 pieces. To make the inside for the baskets, you just want to cut up each score line to the horizontal and then notch that corner tab. So it's a straight cut and then a notch. Again, straight and then notch that corner tab. You can now fold on all the scored lines and burnish with a bone folder. Okay, now I'm going to join the inside to the outside ovals. So I'm adding glue to that center section only to start off with. And I like to use wet glue, but there's no reason why you couldn't use tape adhesive if you prefer to. And then I'm going to position the fold of that centre section against my score line on the back of the oval. So I'm working on the reverse side. I'm centering it and then I'm just pressing it down. Then I'm lifting that middle section up and I'm just adding glue between the scored lines to stick the base. Okay, so again for the other side, I'm adding glue to the middle section, then I'm going to align that fold line to the score line on the oval, and I'm checking that I've got it centered just by eye, it doesn't have to be precise. And then once I'm happy, I'm just pressing that center section down. Then I lift the whole piece up and I'm gluing between the scored lines only. Give that a good pressing down. So you can see the end sections are still free, they're not stuck down in any way. Now you need to give this half a minute or so to dry. Now for the other pieces, I'm working on one side at a time, so one oval at a time, and I'm adding glue to those 2 end sections. Now I'm going to position one side, and I'm taking that fold and positioning the top of it between 2 scallops. The first 2 where when that side piece is positioned it won't show. I'm just moving it back here just to show you that if it's positioned too low down it'll show on the right side. So this is normally the 6th or the 7th scallop up from the base, depending on where you actually did your score line. And I'm repeating that for the other side, so I'm just finding that pair of scallops where once I've positioned that side piece it's not going to show from the right side, and then I can just repeat this for the other oval. So add my glue first of all. And then position that fold, the top of the fold, between 2 scallops. And then just give it a little press down. You can use your bone folder if you want to. All I do for the handles is add a little bit of glue to the base of each one on the right side, and then just position this at the top of each of the ovals. Then all you need to do is add the image circle to the scallop circle layer and the sentiment layer to the scalloped oval layer. I've added one dimensional to the centre top of the basket and dimensionals to the back of the other pieces, although the sentiment piece just at the bottom. And then you can position the sentiment piece and then the little image. Finally, I have a length of organdy ribbon here. This is the one that was free during our Celebration promotion, but you could use any coordinating ribbon. And this measures approximately 10 inches or 25 centimetres. And I'm just tying a bow around one of the handles. And then I'm going to trim the ends. And that's it, my little basket is now complete. I've got 3 more of the chocolate eggs to go inside. These little baskets are so adorable, especially with these images. And then my original one, this was done in Highland Heather. And of course you don't have to use cutesy images. This is an image from Your Inspiring, but then I had to do one using the little bunny from Fable Friends, and this time I put the little eggs in a cello bag. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Bye for now.